Hello, everyone, and happy Monday. Maybe I should have called this series Happy Monday instead of Hello Monday. Thank you so much if you're going to be able to join me today. And if you're watching this on the replay, that's okay. I know people are busy doing all your Monday things as well. Let's see, how are we today? I'm okay. I've been doing a lot of house chores. As you can see, I am back in my office. Got my computer back and set up. Yay. Ooh. Happy about that. Also got to some editing over the weekend. Started getting to my golden moments again. I have all these clips of Alton that I'm so excited to share with the world. I enjoy making them. It's a lot of fun, and I'm glad they're being well received. If I remember, I'll put a link to the playlist in this video when I'm done. Yeah, so that's good. What else? So lovely weather here. Lovely day weather-wise. Not too hot, not too cold. So that's good. And I'm looking forward to, just getting back in the office. And I said I wasn't going to do any gardening this year, but I did buy some cilantro and a cucumber. So cross your fingers for me that they grow okay. They're the two things that I like the most, eat the most, and go bad the quickest. So I thought maybe if I grow my own, it can have it all summer long for way less money. So I looked in the comments before I came on, and I didn't see any new questions. So I'm going to go ahead and draw from my trusty mug here and see what today's question is going to be. Let's see. Simple and easy. What did I have for breakfast this morning? Answer is nothing. I'm not a breakfast eater. I typically, yes, I am back in my office. Drew has been seeing the slow evolution to getting back in here. I wanted to do some neatening and straightening and tidying up first, so that's what was a little bit of the delay, but yes, I'm back. Feels good. But yeah, back to my breakfast or non-breakfast. I typically, did not have any chocolate chip cookies, although that is on the rotation. But I do try to, a few years ago, dietitian told me to try to have some protein in the morning. And I don't really care for cereal or yogurt or a lot of the breakfasty things. So I settled on a meat and cheese stick. So it's typically just a, stick of mozzarella wrapped in prosciutto, a little bit high in salt. It's not my, I don't love that, but they taste good. And they do reasonably fill me up and get me on to, I typically have that with some kind of juice. And then that holds me over until lunch, which is kind of my next biggest meal. And then my biggest meal of the day is dinner. So yeah, that's, I've never really liked breakfast, even since I was a kid. It was a big deal to my dad that we have a good hearty breakfast to get us going on the day. But, I ate it just basically so I wouldn't get in trouble. Although I do now understand the nutritional value and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else to say about breakfast. Typically, I like brunch if I'm going to go breakfast foods, or we have breakfast for dinner. Let's see, what's Andrew saying? What do I have lunch today? Lunch today was what I have most every day these days, jalapeno hummus with pita chips. Been loving that. I showed it in a recent haul video, and it's the 365 brand jalapeno hummus from from Whole Foods, and I just can't get enough of it. Yes, and today, actually, I think Pretty sure. No, I always get this confused. I think June 12th is my dad's birthday. I think. He's no longer with us. I always got it confused with the 14th and then like with Father's Day, the 19th. Pretty sure it's June 12th. Okay, good. Andrew's corroborating. Yes, it's June 12th. So happy birthday, Dad. Now, oh yes, he's suggesting I tell the Pam versus Butter story. Okay, I can tell this is a great story. My taste buds never fail me, even as a kid. And so my dad, like I said, when he was retired, between careers, he was home. And since my mom didn't like breakfast and she didn't like to cook, Dad took over the responsibility of making sure my sister and I had a healthy breakfast on our way before we went to school. So he used to make us pancakes and waffles and eggs, all the things. But I liked, actually, I think it was maybe, so I grew up in I didn't grow up, but I grew up with Midwest roots. And they loved margarine, for better or worse. It wasn't until I moved out here and lived with Andrew and stuff, started really using butter versus margarine. Margarine has a lot of, I think, trans fats or oils. It's not good for you. But that's what we had growing up. And I think he may have even experimented with Pam cooking spray. At any rate, I could tell the difference. And I think back then what I really wanted was margarine. Because that's, like I said, what my family used growing up. And so when he would make it using the Pam cooking spray or, God forbid, real butter or something other than margarine, I could taste it. And I'd pout and I'd kind of have a little tizzy. And I would say, did you make this with margarine? And he would, say yes or no, and then I'd turn my nose up at it. And after a little while of this, he got frustrated. And he thought I was just being high maintenance little brat. And I said, no, I can really taste the difference. So he said, okay, here's the deal. For 1 week, I'm going to make it how I'm going to make it. And if you can correctly tell me if I made it with Pam cooking spray or margarine, then I promise from here on out, I will always make breakfast cooking with margarine. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm down for that. And sure enough, for a straight week, Monday through Friday, with the exception of one day where he accidentally left the container out. I can't remember if it was the container of margarine or container of Pam spray bottle. So that was kind of like cheating because I saw it on the counter and he knew I saw it. But all the other 4 days, I absolutely correctly identified which he used. And he was, I think, proud, shocked, and irritated all at the same time. But to his credit, he stuck to his word. From then on, he made it how I wanted it, using the margarine. And yeah, thank you for reminding me of that story, because that was definitely a great breakfast story. And then eventually my dad got a new job and kind of his second career. He was in the military for 20 years, retired out, and then he was in the Air Force. He was a pilot, proud to say, fighter pilot. But then after 20 years, he retired and had a couple years at home where he was trying to figure out what he wanted to do. And then he ended up getting hired by the Washington National Guard, but on the civil side. So he wasn't part of the military anymore, but he worked for the state. So, yeah. And he worked there for at least another 20 years till he finally fully retire. So, anywho, that's my breakfast story. What about you guys? Tell me in the comments if you like breakfast, what you normally eat. Are you a cereal person? Are you a big breakfast person? All the sausage and bacon. I love bacon. That is one breakfast food I can eat any time of day. So, yeah, I'd love to hear what you like to have, and we can chat about it more in the comments. That's all. That is all I have for today. I need to get on to taking Alton for his afternoon walk, and there's a couple other things I was going to do today. Can't remember. I need to consult my list. So I need to get on to that, and Andrew and I are going to watch the Giants game tonight. They're playing the Cardinals, who have a worse record, so I'm cautiously optimistic. They're one game over 500, and we've really been enjoying the season this year. So that's what's on deck for us tonight, and I look forward to getting more editing done tomorrow. So I'll see you with a new video before next week. And until then, hope you're having a great day. Hope you had a great weekend, and I will see you next Monday, if not before. Okay, bye for now.